All right, this is Joseph Timmons with IndiePulse Music Magazine, and I'm here with Richard from MOVO. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with it, MOVO is a company that creates products to record to audio, video, photography, and mobile media using phones, tablets, etc. Now, this is relatively a new technology. I mean, it's been done for a couple of years now, but with the advancements that MOVO has done, it's made it a lot easier for content creators to create content for their sites. Now, IndiePulse Music Magazine is a music magazine dedicated to people that create on the independent music scene. So this is something really important for you to watch and learn from, I should say, because this will enable you to get the tools you need to create content on your own, especially now with COVID. Being able to set up large production crews is next to impossible, but being able to use your mobile device to record will give you an edge above people that may be waiting because they can't get a film crew together. So I'm actually going to do something very rare here. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let Richard do most of the talking and ask a couple questions. So Richard, thank you again for taking time to speak with me, and tell us about MOVO and what you do.
Appreciate you having us on, Joseph. So as you mentioned, MOVO we're a manufacturer designer of equipment for content creators. So content creation is a big space, as you mentioned, everything from music to podcasting to filmmakers to YouTubers, TikTokers, that whole genre in terms of people making content. So as I mentioned, 5 years ago, the company started very photo specific photography. Within about a year or so, we shifted really quickly into the audio space. And now we're one of the leading content creation brands out there.
Now, considering mobile media, do you work with both iPhones and Android devices, or specifically iPhone?
We work with any smartphone. So that's a good question. We're basically, smartphone agnostic, right? It's pretty much anybody who has a smartphone.
Now, applications or apps, I should say. A lot of companies create products that rely on using their apps or apps for editing. Now, how easily is it for your products to cross media, like, record on a phone, then take to a PC for editing, or vice versa?
So our products are hardware based. So we don't make any software. We basically allow you to capture. So what we do is we're on the front end. So for example, if you're creating a podcast, we have microphone kits and systems that allow you to plug into your phone to record the podcast, whatever platform you decide to record into, whether it's Ableton or any DAW, right? Any DAW, even GarageBand, whatever it is you're recording into, it supports the hardware that we provide.
Now, some companies will do a lot of trade shows, and like I said, with the COVID thing going on right now, trade shows are not possible. But I've took a look at your website, and you've got a great website. It shows all of your product lines, very detail oriented. For instance, I'm looking right now, and it's got separated in the audio, the video, photography, and smartphone sections. I mean, what products right now would you say are most reliable, most popular that you create for smartphones?
So our most popular product it's a shotgun mic, and I can show you that on screen as well. But it's a shotgun mic that basically allows you to capture audio when you're shooting a video using either a DSLR or using a smartphone. And I'll pop that up on the screen here for you to take.
Okay.
So this product right here, which is the VXR10 Pro, is the #1 selling shotgun mic on Amazon, which is a MOVO product.
That's a really smart looking device. I mean, it looks very compact, very sleek, very versatile.
Yeah,
I like the mic stand for it.
Yeah, so the mic stand's a shock mount. So that mounts on top of your phone, which you see here. So if you have a phone or you have a DSLR, we came out with the Pro, which is this product you see right here. Better sound quality, an upgraded shock mount, which is the red stand that you see there.
Right.
And it comes in a kit, right? So it has a windscreen and what we call a dead cat, which you see in the bottom left.
So everything they need in one box.
Everything you need to record audio, right? Exactly. In one. So then what you see here is we take this exact product, we drop it into a kit. This is a VXR10 Pro Plus, which essentially is what we call the smartphone video kit. So take that audio quality that you see in the top right with the VXR10 Pro, and then we add on all these accessories. We add on a stand so you can put it on your desk or shoot it in that type of setting where it's stationary. It's a hand grip as well. So if you're in the field, you can close that grip down and walk around and shoot selfies, obviously, or shoot yourself or shoot outward.
Mhm.
There's an LED light as well, so that obviously helps with illumination. And we have this unique smartphone holder, which you see has a top and bottom level.
Now, what's the average price in retail for this? Because I saw you had a little price on the side there, but what are, so 129.95?
Yeah, so the actual kit itself is 129. There is a lower grade one where it does not include the pro version mic, which is the next step down, which is 99. And the mic by itself is 39 for the regular version, 49 for the pro version.
And for a lot of the new content creators out there, there's, at least talking with some that I've met, there's like, well, what camera do I get? What mic do I get? What light do I get? You make this really simple and really easy for everybody to just say, okay, well, this is what you need. Boom, start.
Right, right. And we've seen a tremendous success with this. We've had people, for example, Jada Pinkett Smith. She has a #1 talk show on Facebook called Red Table Talk. And since the pandemic, what they did was she bought a ton of these kits and sent it out to her guests to shoot from the comfort of their own homes because they couldn't meet in person. In addition to that, we've had, Disney Channel was another one where Disney Channel produced during the pandemic, produced these sing-alongs where they recreated musicals like High School Musical, for example, and they bought a bunch of these kits, sent it to each cast member, and then they sent the content back, and then Disney Channel pieced it together. So we've seen a lot of use cases for these type of kits. And obviously, again, anybody who's shooting their kids, shooting at home, anybody who's creating anything really in terms of video and audio seem to gravitate towards these kits because to your point, Joseph, it's a very one-stop shop, fully encompassed solution.
And that's why I brought up to musicians specifically because, again, not to keep going over COVID. Everybody else is doing it. But unfortunately, a lot of the independent musicians, they're stuck in their homes. I mean, going out to recording studios is next to impossible. Getting together with bands is getting very difficult. I could see bands using this and then using Zoom or whatever program they're using and doing group shots. Some have done it.
Yeah.
But this will make it really easy for an artist that is on a very tight budget to get some high quality equipment. And it looks very durable too. I mean, just looking at that shock mount and what I've seen on the screen, it looks like the stuff, can really help them do what they're going to do. And they don't have to worry about being too delicate with it. It's not going to just shatter if they blow on it too hard.
So adding on top of that, since we're talking about the smartphone video capture, this is a new line that we're introducing, which is the SRL series. So this is basically lenses for your smartphone. So whether you want that fisheye perspective or the wide angle lens or the telephoto where you're zooming in, we're basically introducing a line of lenses for that capture, which is really cool. And these are pretty standard. They mount onto any smartphone. So whether you're an Android, whether you're iPhone, whether you're new, old, whatever the case is, works for it. And it's a clip-on. So we're able to clip onto any phone versus having to snap into a certain model.
Right.
Makes it more universal.
Now, with the particular models you're showing right here, are those the fisheye or the wide angle, or?
That's the wide angle. So they're all the same orientation in terms of the size. It's just obviously the configuration of the actual lens is different.
Right, the lens structuring.
Right. So there's 3 different versions that are all individually sold, $39 each. So they're very affordable. We've seen other ones in the market for, I think, $99. We tend to play in that high quality accessibility space.
I did see on your site, you have a microphone for phones, wireless microphone, that would be a good set for journalists like myself doing interviews face to face.
Mobile journalism, to your point, is it's a niche space that not many people talk about, which is interesting that you're bringing it up because it's a big market if you know it. So if you're in that space, if you're a writer, if you're a journalist, if you're a field reporter, yes, we play heavily in that space, and we basically create every single tool for that audience. But it's not a mass market audience, right? It's fairly niche, but when you're in it, you kind of gravitate towards products that you know. So we work with a lot of sportscasters currently. We work with some celebrities. I don't want to go into too many names, but we do work with a lot of those.
Understand.
And they do definitely use our products because it's simple to use, it's plug and play, and it covers all the different parameters of what a mobile journalist would need. So you're in the music space. Obviously, IndiePulse plays in that space heavily with the singer-songwriter. And so our singer-songwriter, actually any musician really, right? But in terms of the indie space, it tends to lean towards singer-songwriter, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And so this vocal mic is right now our best vocal mic that we produce, which is, it's a large diaphragm, it's a condenser mic. It has different polar patterns, and you can switch it so that's cardioid, you can switch it so that it's omnidirectional or bidirectional. It comes with a shock mount and a pop filter, and it's an XLR. So this is not for your phone necessarily, even though there are adapters for your phone. This is more professional use. So you would.
Well, we do have a lot of readers and followers that are studio musicians. They have home studios.
Right.
So this is definitely something they'd want to know about. Now I'm looking at the design of the pop filter, how it's connected to the shock mount and just sits there really nice and neat against the microphone. I think that that's really cool. Pop filters are these things that got to put on a gooseneck and kind of sit in front of the mic, and it's a mess.
Right.
Where this is really sleek, very powerful looking, not intimidating at all.
Yeah, and this is a picture of it being used in a podcasting setting. But there is a pop filter. Obviously, there's a shock mount that comes with it as well. As I mentioned, XLR. So you normally would go into a board like you see here, the backdrop. And we've been fortunate to work with some artists. There's one artist that we work with, Taylor John Williams.
Maybe like the movies, really just the end. When he meets her at bed, where it all began. Then it used to be a big field, but now it's hard and dry for people who need healing, just like you and I.
As I mentioned, he was a semifinalist on The Voice. And then this is a video of him actually using our mic.
If you're to be one of us now, then leave this all behind. Light up your glow and lay out your clothing carefully on the berth. Lace up your heels and gracefully feel your way out across the earth.
The audio on that was a lot richer. The points in his voice were a lot clearer and just significantly stronger overall. And I would think that that's because of the design of the microphone, the way it picks everything up, right?
It's a large diaphragm mic, correct? It's a condenser mic. And for us playing in this music space, which I have a passion for, we want to make sure the mics and the quality are top notch, obviously. So we have people like Taylor checking out, using our mic, and testing it to make sure that it is up to par.
Studio settings are all different no matter where you go, but I mean, is this something where you can have 2 or 3 people singing into it at one time, or would you recommend that they have a couple of mics throughout the room? I mean, what would the best application for this be?
We want to make it as versatile as possible. And so because of the multiple polar patterns that are on here, any one of those settings that you mentioned would work. If you're in a vocal booth by yourself, obviously you can just switch it so that it's a cardioid pattern, so you're getting one direction. If you're in a group environment, an a cappella group or what have you, in a live room, you can switch it so that it's omnidirectional, so it picks up patterns all around. So it really depends on your setting. I think the idea is that it captures a high quality audio. And that's probably the foundation of what we're trying to put out. In terms of how you use it, the idea that it has a pad switch that is a minus 10 dB pad switch. It has a low pass filter as well.
Right, I see that right there.
Yeah, and the polar patterns make it extremely versatile. And again, because of those different features, it allows you to be more versatile in how you use it. But it is more of a vocal mic where we want to make sure we capture, with the large diaphragm, with the condenser quality, we want to make sure we capture that great audio. This is another one of our very popular mics, which is a desktop USB. And so this is competitive to a product who you may know with the Blue Yeti. Okay, our product is on par, if not better, in terms of quality and performance, and our price point's a little bit lower. So what we have here is basically a desktop USB mic. It's got multiple polar patterns. So it's omnidirectional, it's bidirectional, it's also cardioid and stereo. And we have a solid metal body build, and it's a plug and play. So you take this, you plug it into your desktop, plug it into your laptop, and you're good to go in terms of audio. And it's a $99 product.
Wow, that's a significant value for what you're getting.
If you're creating content, we should have a solution for you to help that process.
And they can find all this at movo.com.
Everything's on movophoto.com, and then and we're a top tier vendor on Amazon as well. So a lot of our business is on Amazon. So you can go to the Amazon site, search for MOVO, and our store will pop up, and you can check out the products there as well.
What are some ideas that, I mean, if you can give us kind of a rundown of some of the plans you may have, where is the company going? What direction are we going for audio?
For audio, for us, is we want to be on the forefront. So we look at the content creator and we look at their world, their space, and try to figure out what their needs are and try to anticipate products down the line. So one example is we're working on a product that we're going to crowdfund. So it's a web camera that has a built-in microphone and built-in light. So the idea is that because of the pandemic, because people are distance learning, the spike in webcams as a whole has gone up. Over the years, it's diminished because laptops and computers come with built-in cameras. But since the pandemic, since everybody's distance learning, for some reason, this spike in the webcam has come up. So we came up with a product called a web mic, and that's going to be introduced soon, as I mentioned. And that basically allows you to capture high quality video, high quality audio, and has a ring light built in, which allows you to get lit correctly, and it just plugs in USB wise to your.
So it's got a ring light that goes around the device.
It's basically the size of a softball
Mm-hmm.
or baseball, and it basically has a camera built in, it has a mic built in, it has a circular mic built in, and it has a ring light built in, and it mounts onto your computer or on a desktop stand. But the idea is that we're thinking ahead in terms of what the needs are, what the market wants. Obviously, microphones are microphones. There's some huge brands out there that have 50, 70-year legacies. And we actually compete directly up against those, which is nice to see. But for us, it's really the accessibility. We really want to make products that everybody can afford, for one, and that has the same high quality that they're used to with the other bigger brands with the bigger price tags. So we've created that niche where it's high quality accessibility, and we've done fairly well over the last few years.
Well, it sounds great. I really look forward to, hopefully getting one of your products, doing a review here in the studio, as well as, following your progress and sharing your news with our readers. Any last words you'd like to say?
No, I appreciate you guys having us on. Keep championing the indie artists. I'm a big fan of that space, and I think it's needed, especially in these times. We've seen the live audio, live sound space take a major hit in the last year.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, to see that you're still doing your thing, to hear that you're still behind these indie artists and pushing this market, and again, championing the music scene as a whole, to me, it's great. It's wonderful to see.
Okay, let me just make a note of where to send the check. Thank you.
Right.
All right. Well, this is Joseph Timmons, IndiePulse Music Magazine, and this is Richard from MOVOphoto.com. I got it right that time. Yeah. And look forward to seeing you in the studio.